Okay, so in this question, we're basically asked with writing a program that simulates a popular bank to automate all its incoming transactions, which are transfer, deposit, and withdraw. The bank has n accounts numbered from 1 to n, and the initial balance of each account is stored in a zero-index integer array balance, with the I plus 1th account having an initial balance of I. So it says to execute all the valid transactions, and there's a condition for it to be valid if the given account numbers are between 1 and n, and the amount of money withdrawn or transferred from is less than or equal to the balance of the account. So for our initial constructor, we can initialize the balance object here as self.balance to be used in the other functions, which is the initial array that it is created as. So in this case, you can see in the explanation that the initial array is the new bank object with this amount of accounts and their balances. So the next function that I want to implement is the withdraw one. So what we know about withdrawing is that when you're given an account number, you take out money from the account number. So we need to make sure that if the money is greater than the first we'll initialize the account balance here. Balance. And if the money is greater than the account balance, that means we can't withdraw from this account, so we would have to return false. Otherwise, we can withdraw from the account, and we can set the balance to be equal to subtracted by the money. So yeah, and we have to do account -1 because account is the index, and since the given account numbers are between 1 and n, and the initial balance of each account is in a zero-index integer array, we need to subtract 1 to make sure it is zero-index. And once we withdraw the money, we can then return true. Now to deposit the money, there isn't any condition because you can deposit any number of money in any account, but we do have to make sure that the account balance itself is between 1 and n, which is also something we missed here. So if account balance, or if account -1 is less than 0, or account -1 is greater than the length of self.balance, then we know that it's outside of that range. We can return false. Otherwise, we continue. So then we create another account balance here. And we do the same condition. To make sure it's between 1 and n. And then in this case, we can simply we actually don't need this because we're not using it, and then we can add the money or deposit the money and return true. Okay, so now that we have deposit and withdrawal, then we can look at transfer. So in this case, we're transferring the money from the account numbered account 1 to the account numbered account 2. That means that first we can check both account 1 index are between 1 and n. Two minus 1 is less than 0, or account 2 minus 1 is greater than the length of self.balance. Okay, now that we have this condition, we can then go to checking. So if we have account 1 balance now we can check if account 1 balance is less than the money, which means the money you're trying to withdraw from account 1 is greater than the balance of account 1, then we would have to return false. However, if the money is less than the account 1 balance, then we know that you can withdraw from it. So otherwise, we'll do self.balance of account minus 1 is equals account 1 balance, or minus equals to withdraw, and then self.balance of account 2 minus 1 plus equals account, or we have to withdraw the money, plus the money, and we return true. So just to reiterate, we basically have this initialization of the balance array. For withdrawal, we make sure that the index is in between 1 and n for a 0 index integer array. And if it is, we can create the account balance and check if the money is greater than it. And if it's not, then we can withdraw the money from the appropriate account. Same thing for depositing the money. And then also for transferring the money, we just need to check if the account 1 balance is greater than the amount of money, because we are withdrawing from account 1 and placing into account 2. So we can run this and hopefully and it's accepted.